Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back. And this is
Bestie
with my bestie. Hi everybody, welcome back to our podcast. My name is Vanessa.
And I'm Marly.
And you're watching I feel like you're watching with my bestie.
Like the bestie with my bestie.
Thank you for listening. I totally just messed it up. Okay, I'm Vanessa, you're Marly, and this is
That's right. Bestie with my bestie.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Outstanding.
And the crowd goes wild.
Vanessa.
I know, right? Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're listening or if you're actually watching our video on our YouTube channel, thank you, Sight. Thank you guys so much. I'm so over this already.
I know, it's just
like take a breath, Vanessa. It's okay. Breathe. Take your time.
We're good.
We're good. But all right, this episode, we're going to be talking about, can you love or be in love with more than one person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want to start? Oh, were you going to ask me if I wanted to start?
You, if you want to start.
I think personally it is possible, but you should definitely try to choose. And then, I haven't been in a situation where I've been in love with two people before, but so I can only speak so much because I don't know from experience, but I feel like if I were to, I would definitely choose one because I don't feel it would be fair to the other, or especially if they feel the same way towards me. Or if I'm in a relationship with someone and then I start to fall for someone else, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it. And if that were to happen, then it is what it is. And I would have to really, truly dig down deep and see what matters most to me, what's going to make me most happiest, and then go from there. But obviously not take action on that.
Yeah.
Because I understand emotionally cheating, but it's hard to explain. I don't find that cheating emotionally. I think sometimes it can just happen. But if you know and you keep yourself around that person knowing you want to stay in your current relationship and you keep yourself in that predicament, that's when I feel like it's emotionally cheating. Not just, oh, I have feelings for this person. Like, oh my gosh, like, didn't expect this, didn't plan this, just kind of happened. I don't count that. Do you know what I mean? It's different if you continue going about it and acting on it, and then it's like, okay, now that's not okay. So I would respect my relationship, decide what I want to do, whatever it may be.
So what, like your answer though is are you saying yes, you can be in love with more than one person?
I think it's definitely possible. I've heard people feel that way before about other people, but I do believe also you're going to love one more than the other. And at that point, it's not fair to continue with both. Not even for them, but yourself. It's like it's not healthy, I feel. Unless you're going to do like a whole throuple thing and they're cool with it, whatever, that's different. Whatever your preference is, but at that point when it's supposed to be a one-on-one relationship, that's kind of,
Yeah. I hate saying this, but again, it's situational.
Yep. It is. It truly is. That's what I mean.
Always going to be situational. But I think, long story short, do I think you can be in love with more than one person? I do. But given the circumstances of, like, say if my partner passed away and I had to move on.
Yeah.
Then I think finding that new love or that ignition that I lost, of course, I think that is a circumstance. Or obviously if you're like in a toxic relationship where this person is treating you wrong, like you do love them, but you know what, you need to get out.
No, it's not good for you.
Yeah, then you find somebody who treats you better that you do love, that you found the new definition of love for. That's cool. But I think when it comes to you're currently with someone,
Right.
And you find yourself having feelings for somebody else.
Right.
I don't think in that situation it's you love two people at the same time. I think you love your partner, but you love the idea of this new person.
Yeah.
And I can kind of relate to that. Story time. It's going to be juicy story time. I'm not going to say names.
Right. We never do.
No. So, I had my few flings.
Yeah.
Between my first boyfriend and Eric. There were some flings. There were some dating periods. There were some guys that I was talking to, feeling them out.
Right.
Some hookups, whatever. We're not going to get into that. But there is one where I feel like a lot of girls are going to be able to relate to this one.
Yeah.
Where you feel like you and a certain guy hit it off. And you're getting, like, he's showing you he's into you. He's telling you he's into you.
You're getting all the right signals.
And then a switch happens and he's like, I'm not ready for a relationship. And I don't want anything right now.
And then it's like, what?
Yeah. And then next thing you know, it's been like from a month of talking to 6 months of talking. And that's when you find out, like, what? So we've been going on dates. You've been taking me out. We've been texting and talking. And for you to tell me, you're
not ready.
Yeah. But I feel like what happened with me was that happened to me where me and this guy started talking. And it was very noticeable because we were verbally telling each other, especially over messages, how we felt. And then one day he just like switched and he's like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. And I see you as a friend. But he would hold my hand. He would say certain things to me that he would like to do. And it's like, we never acted on it, but it was like emotionally it was there. The attachment was there.
Okay.
So then it got to the point where little me was like, I can fix him.
I got this.
I can change him. So I then fell in love with the idea of being in a relationship with him. Knowing that, like, which is my fault because I'm like, I should have just stopped talking to him and stopped wasting my time as soon as he said he was going back and forth with like, I want to be with you, but like, I'm not your boyfriend or I'm not ready for a relationship. I should have just stopped then and there.
Loving the idea of the potential.
Yeah, like I kept fishing for it. I kept thinking like it's there because I saw it with my own eyes that we connected and like something in him switched. I don't know why. But like I know he likes me. And I know if he were to give it a try, like because I would always tell him like, well, just try it out. I would tell him like, you say that, but like we act like we're together.
Exactly.
We hang out and like we basically are together, but without the title, you know? So I would tell him that I fell in love with that idea. It got to the point though where it was emotionally and mentally messing with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm over here thinking that like, I know he likes me because he's showing it when we're together. But then as soon as he drops me off, he's like, oh, I'm just a reminder, I'm not ready for a relationship. And I would tell him like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I would cry to him. I would like, I'm not a vulnerable person, but I would like express myself like, what are you doing? Like, then why are we even hanging out? And then it got to the point though where I was like, okay, I started to realize I think I was just in love with the idea of what a relationship would be like with him, but I didn't truly love him.
Right.
Just the idea of it.
The idea of what he could have been.
Yes. The idea of what he could have been. But then after I like took a step back, I'm like, whenever we do hang out though, there is no real like connection. I think maybe it was physically.
Right.
But not so much like mentally because he was never one to open up or express himself like about his personal life or his childhood. So I feel like there was some times where I would just like we'd go out to eat and it was like silent. And I'm like, oh, I was so caught up in my head mentally about what this could be. In my head fantasizing, then I'm like, I'm not really present in the moment. I looked at it more like a challenge.
Exactly.
To be honest. I was like, he's showing me, but then he's telling me, but then I feel like he can be, but then I'm falling in love and I'm going with that narrative in my head.
Right.
When the cold, hard facts are, he's wasting my time and he doesn't want this. But what ended up happening was Eric came into the picture and he's a man. And he instantly was just straight up. Like, we were straight up with each other.
Yeah. Which is nice.
And I was fully aware of, like, he was treating me well. Our conversations were amazing. I, like, connected with him easily. And I knew that, like, okay, this is somebody that I am falling for and that I can be with and connect with. and who is not pushing me off to the side, who's telling me that like, hey, I want to be with you and I think like this can be turned into something, but all still while holding on to this one guy because I fell in love with the idea of like, maybe his mind's going to change. And then I ended up telling him, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I have somebody who knows my worth, who wants to be with me. As soon as he heard there was a bachelor who wanted me, he was like, what are you talking about? We've always been together. You've always been my girlfriend. I just never asked you out.
Guy.
When I tell you that mentally fucked with me, then he started telling me, I love you. I've always loved you. I've always wanted to be with you. We've been boyfriend and girlfriend, Vanessa. Oh my God.
So confusing and so manipulative just because he saw sight of losing you.
Yeah. And then now he started crying to me saying he wants to be like my boyfriend and he loves me, all this stuff. And I was like, I was put in the middle though, because again, I was holding on to what could have been and what I wanted for like the past 6 months.
Right.
To the point where I'm like.
6 months is a lot of investing in a person. It's not like an extreme amount of time, but it is a lot of time with an individual. Yeah.
And we never were physical with each other during that time. It was just like the mental and emotional, like, I think, connection. I don't want to say I was like, I wasn't in love with him, but I just loved the thought of being with him.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense. Like, I created this scenario, what we would be like together, but in reality, like I said, it was right in front of me.
I think you were in like with him.
Yes. And I think a lot of it was like physical too.
Yeah.
But
which is natural, normal.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But yeah, after like obviously I chose Eric.
Yeah.
And then look at where we went.
Wow.
Look at what happened. But yeah, it's so crazy because Eric knows everything. Yeah. Eric literally knows everything. He was like witnessing it with his own eyes. But that's when I think for this situation where it's like, can you love and be in love? I think situationally, yes, for some scenarios, but I think it's hard to say that like you can love two people or be in love with two people at the same time. Because I agree with it. You can truly give your love to one person and not fully give it to the other. Yeah. But I think a lot of the times what happens is you're with someone and then maybe you just get bored and you want something exciting and you fall in love with the idea of like a new person coming along and sweeping you off your feet.
And you know of the 80-20 rule?
I'm going to say yes.
So it's basically you're always going to have 80% of what you need and want with your partner. But there's always going to be 20% missing. Then you can potentially, because no relationship is perfect and there's always something, is what they tend to say, missing or that you would like more of, or, you know, because not everyone's the same person. Everyone's different. And so essentially it's you have 80% with your partner and then you're missing that 20. You find that 20 with someone else. And since you have that 80, but you found that 20, you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's so much better. This is what I've been missing. This is what I need. You drop the 80, you go with the 20, and you're like, wow, I fucked up. I only have 20 now. You realize the 80 is what you really needed, wanted. Yeah. And the 20 was just, if that makes sense.
Oh, I never heard about that, but that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's basically be careful and understand what you really need, what you really want, what is worth it. Because is that 20 outweighing the 80? No. Of course, the 80 is outweighing the 20, and you're going to realize that. So I thought that was an interesting concept.
I've never heard. That's the first I've ever heard of this 80-20 rule. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's different. But it, like I said, it makes a lot of sense because you can have somebody, but I think people get so comfortable with what they have that you're right. They want that 20% that somebody else has.
Just like, or it's like, you know, curiosity or like the temptation even. And you're just so blinded that you're like, wow, this is what I needed. This is what I've been missing, the 20%. But then going in and fully committing to this person, it's like, oh no, I messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, my stance, like I said, situational.
Always.
But I don't think, like, I can't be in love with Eric and then be in love with another man. No. Like, that's, no.
No.
That to me is, like, ridiculous.
That.
Yeah. You can maybe fantasize about another man and what it may be like with him. And then I think that's what girls do is, like, they fall in love with this narrative.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's possible to be in love at the same time with multiple people. You can love someone, like, I love you. I love Andy. I love, like, friends.
Yeah.
But never in the sense of, like,
well,
you know what I mean, too. Right? Like,
yeah, no.
I'm like, okay, not that gooey stuff.
Not that much.
She, like, wants to sit soak in.
I know, like, hold on. You said what?
And I'm like, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, next. Let's keep it going.
The idea of you.
I know.
Just kidding. But that's my stance on it.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Same, basically. I think you can love two people, but I don't think you can be in love with two people. I feel like that's hard. And also you shouldn't, unless, like I said, you had some agreement on whatever, but for yourself, for your health, and for the other people, and fairness, being fair to them, respecting them. No. Yeah.
Like, you can have love for other people. Like, if you have been with an ex for a certain amount of years and you guys just mutually agree, like, it's time to go both ways, you're not going to hate that person. You're going to love that person.
Yeah.
Especially for the time and memories you've had. But
especially
go your part.
If it was like a mutual, non-messy separation. Yeah. Like, it's not an on and off switch. Yeah. Realistically. So, yeah.
I think that's also just, like, with maturing. Because I think when we're younger, we're dating, we're like, F this person and F this person. And we're messing around. We're doing stuff that we shouldn't be doing. But now that we're older and we get to, like, look back, soak it all in, look at what it was as the whole picture versus just, like, us personally and putting our emotions into it, then we can stop and realize, like, okay, I was in the wrong, or this was ridiculous. Because that's what I do now. Like, even if I think back to that moment, I'm like, that was ridiculous. Like, you know, but I'm grateful for that because it led me to, not necessarily led me to Eric, but, like, to, like, me and him have talked about this. Like, could you imagine if we ended up with other people? And he's like, no. I'm like, no, I can't either.
Yeah.
So.
That was good. I always say that. That was good.
That was really
good. So,
the
classic. So, yeah.
All crazy.
All crazy. But your torn.
My torn is now
popsicle?
the popsicle stick. We're almost running out. If you guys have any spicy popsicle stick questions that you guys want us to use,
let us know.
We would do it. Okay. Would you rather them be better at sex or foreplay?
Sex.
Really?
Sex. I'd rather them be better at sex than foreplay. I love foreplay, but I feel I connect more intimately with actual sex instead of foreplay. Like, I enjoy it and it's fun, but I don't know. There's something about actual sex.
I would say foreplay.
Wow. So you rather have them be better at foreplay than sex?
Yeah.
Oh, this is our first.
I know.
I
like
know. We always agree. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay. Well, that was it. Like, no.
Well, I know.
I think for me personally, foreplay, because I think it's like, I think any sex is going to be good. But I think what really gets it going is the beginning of it, which is foreplay.
Definitely.
Like, with foreplay, like, then you can just, like, be loose and become, like, this animal, or, you know, like, I feel like it can just determine how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I think for me, foreplay is more important than the actual, like, the sex is going to be sex, you know?
But the question is, would you rather them be good? So they're bad at the other. So you want them to be good at foreplay but bad at sex?
I would still say foreplay. Because if he can get me, if he can get me going during foreplay, then I know if you can get me going, like, in foreplay, that I'll still be set for sex. Like, all he has to do is just go in and do his thing. But, like, you know, I know my body. I know my body. I could do it.
Okay.
Or I could do stuff during it.
Yeah. True.
So I think, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say foreplay.
I'm going to say sex still. I don't know. I feel it's like a more of a, I guess, connecting, intimacy kind of thing is why I'm choosing sex over it. I just like it more. I mean, I enjoy foreplay and it's fun definitely. But I don't know.
Is foreplay like, define foreplay?
So foreplay is everything leading up to sex.
Okay.
To actual intercourse.
Okay, I don't know why I got confused for a second where I'm like, it's not like when you dress up and you're like,
that's role play.
Okay.
Oh,
Role
okay. No, I was like, that's role play.
Wait, is something play? No, I don't do role play, but I think foreplay is still just as important.
Yeah. No, it is very important for sure. Just both. Be good at both.
Yeah, be good at both. But for me, foreplay. And for you, it's actual sex. Yeah. Which you would think I would want to say sex, but I really do think foreplay is important.
Closer in that moment.
I would feel closer with them if I had the foreplay. Okay. Like, I don't just want you to not do anything to get me started and you're just on top and you're just starting. Like, I can be intimate with that.
I would be even like okay with just, do you ever just like to make out?
Yeah.
Instead,
but is that foreplay?
I don't know if that's really considered foreplay. I think it could be technically anything leading up to it. I love intimacy, closeness. I feel like that's just a way to like connect.
Yeah.
But all sex is good sex.
Yeah, that's true.
So as long as we're getting sex, that's cool.
Right. As long as you give it to me.
Word.
But yeah, you guys let us know what you think in the comments down below. If you relate to anything, if you've ever found yourself in a situation where you've been in love with more than one person or have related to the story that I've gone through.
Yeah.
If you choose foreplay over sex or sex over foreplay. And
I'm really interested in that one. Please let us know and why.
I'm surprised that you chose that one.
Really? Why?
Because I feel like foreplay is what makes it intimate. Like, I get the physical aspect of having sex with your partner, but I feel like foreplay is like what really gets you in the, like, you could put on, foreplay is like putting on like music and candles and like leading up to like the actual, like setting the mood for it. And then it's like you have sex.
Physical foreplay though. Like, you could still have music and all and candles and like that's the ambiance, but like, I don't know.
I still think foreplay. I don't know. I'm like,
that is so funny.
Yeah. I'm like, you're smoking something.
No, I don't know. Like I said, I love it. We do it every time before. But I don't know. I don't want to be too detailed or graphic, but it's like the feeling of like literally becoming like one at a point.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know that. Like,
I just think that's like peak for me.
From the start of when it's physically actually happening to the ending is what's always like magical. And it's like,
it's like, yes.
Like, you are my person.
Yeah.
But for me personally, like, I feel like I can always get there with my person, just initiating it.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. You're like I tried to change your mind.
Yeah. I try to be on your team, but I can't.
I know. I mean, I get it though. I do, because foreplay is very important. I love to do my part. I love him doing his part, and then at the end we do our part.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Whatever. Whatever. Let us know if you agree with her.
Yes.
Or me.
Do you get me? Am I like, you know what I mean?
We understand you.
Hey, but you're just wrong.
You're just
we get
dumb.
you, but no.
You just shouldn't have sex.
No.
I'm kidding. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Let us know or DM us on Instagram at TWBestie. You can find us on our socials linked down below, our personal, and where you can find a bestie with my bestie.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Marly.
And
this is
Bestie with my bestie. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.